Hello everyone, welcome back to our second video on appetizer. This is Chef Shailendra from AISSMS College of CHMCT Pune. Let's begin the session. So just revision of the previous video. So we saw in the first video what are the appetizers. We saw the various feature of appetizers. We also saw specifically cold classical appetizers examples. We have we also seen a nice video on caviar by Gordon Ramsay and few innovative classical appetizers also by French chef. Let's begin today's video with the objectives. So today's objective of video is to talk about hot appetizers. What are different types of hot appetizers? Their examples, specifically classical hot appetizers. Then preparation and presentation of appetizers. We also going to see how to store appetizers. So let's begin with some hot appetizers. Hot appetizers are generally served at the cocktail parties or before dinner. The first hot appetizer is attracts. They are small identical size slice of various food placed on wooden or bamboo skewers. Attracts are coated with a reduced sauce, chilled, braided and deep fried. Attract is now served on a metal skewer as well, as you can see in the picture on the right hand side. Roasted, these are deep fried food or a tart with a savory feeling. Let's move on to the next hot appetizers. Next one is bouche. These are miniature version of volova. These are savory puff pastry or a sweet pastry with a filling into it. As you can see in the picture, there are mushroom filling in a puff pastry. It is served in a dinner parties. Next one is a bignets. These are assorted fruit deep fried with a batter or fried donuts. As you can see on the bottom picture, there are donuts which are dusted with the icing sugar and it is served with a tea or coffee. Let's move on to the next one. Croquettes. These are extremely popular all over the world. These are hot hors d'oeuvres which are suitable for large banquet functions. They are produced or prepared in a bulk and deep fried. Next one is fritters. Also, we are very popular in India. Bhajias. These are deep fried or shallow fried and served along with the dip or sauce. As you can see in the picture of at the right hand side. Let's move on to the next appetizer. Pushete. These are marinated seafood or meat in the first on a skewers. The colorful vegetables not coated and deep fried but grilled or broiled. It is served along with a compound butter or pungent sauce. You can see a nice barbecue on right hand side on the top picture and it is very much popular in a open house parties. Next popular hot appetizer is satay. It is originally from Indonesia. It is served with a bamboo or wooden skewers. It is always served with a peanut sauce and marinated with a peanut and chilies. Let's move on to the next one. Risol. Risol is a semicircle pocket of puff or unsweetened pastry dough filled with a finely diced mixture and deep fried. It can be a savory or sweet mixture. Another hot appetizer is zakuski. It is also called as canapé à la russe. It has a base of blinis, which is Russian buckwheat pancake. It is elaborately garnished and is finished with a glaze of aspic. It is generally served in a dinner as a hors d'oeuvres in a large size. It is little bit bigger than regular canapes. Let's see a nice video on canapes.
Hello, I'm Joey Altman, author of the book Without Reservations, How to Make Restaurant-Style Food Easily at Home. And today I'm going to share with you some great recipes for entertaining restaurant-style in your own home. Today's menu is an Italian-themed menu, and I'm going to start with a panino with prosciutto, figs, and brie. And it starts out with a flat loaf of bread like this, and I'm simply going to cut some croutons by slicing off the end, and then making croutons about a quarter to a half an inch thick, just like that. And then, to make them a little bit more manageable, I just cut them in half. Now I put them on a sheet pan that's been lightly oiled with olive oil, a little salt and pepper, and then I bake them at 350 degrees for about 4 minutes or so, just to get them just lightly toasted, not very dark at all. And then I take some sliced red onions, and I just have them sliced, again, about a quarter inch thick, like so. And then I cook them in extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper for about 6-7 minutes on medium until they start to get lightly brown. And then I add a little balsamic vinegar to sweeten them up. And I keep stirring them until they get really nice and soft like this. And then, if you can't find fresh figs or figs are out of season, this fig jam will do the trick. Okay, my onion jam is done. So now I'm going to slice some really nice fresh brie cheese onto my crostini here. And I simply spread a little bit on like so. Nothing too fancy. It's really important you want to get a nice ripe brie that's nice and soft and runny. Now this recipe is really simple, but the most important thing is that you get great ingredients. Good prosciutto and really good ripe brie is the difference between good and fantastic. So I have my crostini topped with the brie, and my fig and onion jam is cooled. Now I could prep this to this point and then allow one of my guests to actually finish it. And I would just show them to take some of the jam, just put a little bit on top of the brie, like so. And then after they do that, what I have them do is take some of this sliced prosciutto, just tear a piece off, and just lay it on top of the onion on top of the brie. And then after we get them all done, we put them in the oven for just a minute, about 350 degrees, just so that brie gets nice and runny. And then we're going to toss the little greens and put it on top and then serve them. All right, my brie is nice and soft. The prosciutto is nice and soft and warm. So now I'm just going to place some of these crostini onto my beautiful white platter here. And this really showcases the colors. Really lovely. Now when you're plattering hors d'oeuvres up, you don't want to crowd them. Space them nicely like that. Now for the garnish, I have some beautiful baby arugula leaves. And I take some extra virgin olive oil, just a little bit, and then some sea salt. Just gently toss them. And then I simply just lay that over the top like so. And those colors are just so beautiful, but it's also a real important flavor component. And that's what makes restaurant food so spectacular.
Fantastic video by chef. I hope you like it. He prepared a nice Italian classical appetizers, which is bruschetta. Okay, let's move on to the next part, which is very important. How to prepare and present appetizers, and what are the precautions we will take while doing this. So starting with the first point, keep the food light. That means keep it simple, light on a palate, on a stomach. Limit the variety of ingredients. Don't overcrowd your ingredients so that you have a nice balance of flavors. Avoid reselection of ingredients that will be served during the meal. We have various courses of meal, so always have limited or less ingredients which is not repeated in the next course. Limit the number of others served. Don't serve too many others, otherwise people will feel full and they will not have the next course, which is main course or any other dessert or any other palate cleanser course. The ingredients flavor should complement with each other. They should not compete with each other. It should have a good contrast color combination. Good balance of color will always make guest eye appeal and food eye appeal for the guest. It should be attractively prepared and garnished well. Portion of serving must match the size of plate, should not be too crowded on a plate or should not be empty plate. Okay, let's move on to the next part, which is storing of appetizers. So what you need for storing appetizers? So some of the tool which are very important while storing appetizer. First one is refrigerator, chiller, and airtight containers to store appetizers. What are the sanitary practices you should follow while storing appetizer? Starting with the first point, handle the food properly to prevent contamination and spoilage of appetizers. Okay, avoid cooked food, raw food, always keep them separate. Wash your utensils and equipment thoroughly before you start preparing appetizers. Keep off hand to minimum contact to the ingredients and food because this is to ready to eat food. So always make sure you have minimum hand contact. Keep away from food when you are ill. If you are not well, should not handle the food. Store food and ingredients properly in a proper manner and in a sequence. Safeguard the food during distribution and serving by using gloves. It is very vital point. Use gloves as this food is ready to serve to the guests. So avoid contamination of food. Maintain the correct temperature while storing and serving appetizer. As you know, we talk about cold and hot appetizer. So make sure hot appetizer serve hot and cold appetizer serve at cold temperature. Okay, let's move on to the very interesting part of this video, which is identify these classical appetizers. Any guesses? First one, oyster platter, very popular in France. Then tapas bar, which is very popular in Spain. And the last one, antipasti. Okay, these are my references, everyone. I use this for my videos. Okay, thank you so much. I hope everyone enjoy this video and gain some knowledge out of it. I request AISSMS student, please click the link in the chat box to appear for the quiz. Thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you.